Welcome, everybody, to the Perfect Glitch Gaming Podcast. It's Hurricane Ross coming at you with my boys Latin Ghost and Fallen Joran again. So, what have you boys been up to this week?
Trying to survive, not going insane.
Being essential.
Murdering people. What? Who said
Causing
that?
drug deals to happen.
What? You're causing drug deals to happen?
Sure.
That's how he got it.
You gotta survive somehow, right?
Why are you participating in drug deals?
Well, it's more like through toilet paper. Toilet paper underground.
And watching a lot of more TikToks. And playing Civilization 6 again.
Playing an indie game. Can't say what it is, but you'll know when it comes out on YouTube next week.
It's coming out next week on YouTube?
Early in the week.
Okay.
Sometime in the near future.
Early.
So we have a new video, new Indie Shack video coming. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a while since we've had Indie Shack video.
It's been a while for all of our other videos besides STEM putting in the time.
Yeah, it's true. STEM has been committed.
Well, he can work from home and do all this stuff.
Yeah, he has the advantage on us.
I think that if I could work from
STEM
home.
is not essential.
Nope.
I know he's not.
Except to his wife, and even then. love your STEM. Don't listen to this with your wife here.
Yep.
Oh my god, yeah, we if she listens to this, she's gonna be mad.
So, well, I have been playing. My wife and I have played a bunch of Far Cry New Dawn this week. We played Saturday and Sunday last week, and then we played some more today. And really enjoying that game.
I just enjoy the spray tan of neon colors fresh on Far Cry 5.
Exactly.
See, you guys.
But hey,
you guys are bashing on this, right? You're like Jose. You came into the chat earlier, and you're like, "This game should have been DLC."
It should have been.
Like a lot of people agreed with you, but we've got. God, I don't even know how many hours of playtime I've got.
It doesn't matter. It still should have been DLC. Just like
why? Why should it have been DLC?
Because it's literally, Joe said, it's the same game, just reskinned and repackaged, and then they moved the timeline forward, like you said, 17 years. It still takes place in the same state of Montana. It just 17 years. All the apocalypse happened, like the dude said from the first game, from Far Cry 5 and all that stuff, and.
Okay, so at what point does a game in a series become DLC or become its own game? What's the line there? Because so you're giving me same characters, same setting, same place, all that stuff. So by that logic, no, shut up, Joe.
Okay.
By that logic,
I have a good answer for this.
All three Mass Effect games should have been DLC for each other.
I guess I never played Mass Effect because I didn't like it.
Okay.
You don't like Mass Effect, okay then.
I played 1, 2, and 3. I played 1, 2, and 3 of the Mass Effect series, and I dumped 70 hours into each game.
Big hours.
70 hours into each of those games. Okay, me and Brittany have played probably over 40 hours of content in this New Dawn game. So where is the line? Where do you draw the line between DLC and a new game?
If you are Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, then you're all good. You deserve to be your own individual game.
That's like Far Cry Primal. It's technically the same game, but they're not saying, even that should have been, I don't even know what that should have been. I mean, I did like Primal, but
Brittany loves Primal.
That's a whole different time period.
Shit about Primal, I will.
That's a whole different time period. So that kind of warrants it's kind of its own game.
Yeah,
it's like the Assassin's Creed. They're all different time periods, even though technically they all still take place within this guy's head. You know, the different relatives.
Kinda, sorta. It's
you mean the Assassin's Creed? Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
it's kind of weird now.
This one is literally that's like Elder Scrolls, Skyrim. They put the DLC out. It wouldn't have made no sense to make all those DLCs into separate games. It's the same exact place.
No, I mean, and you're right with that. World of Warcraft and Elder Scrolls being MMO games, those don't necessarily need new game launches. But that's not like because this game has new antagonists. Okay, you're going up against different people, a different enemy than you were in Far Cry 5. You are a different protagonist than you were in Far Cry 5. There just happened but it's taking place in the same place. You're right. Same map. But it's been there have been things added. Such as so like the outposts in the Far Cry games, there's new outposts that correlate to the characters, the new antagonists. They kept some of the old characters because again, it's in the same area, so it makes sense that some of them maybe survived. But what we're seeing
use those assets somehow. Got to reuse them somehow.
What we're also seeing is a redemption arc for the antagonist in Far Cry 5. Okay.
So it still doesn't warrant its own game.
Why?
Because
what? No, don't tell me because. Give me a solid reason.
Shut up. If you shut your mouth like you tell Joe to shut his mouth, I'm explaining it. All that could literally have been explained in a time jump. Literally,
but they did though.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, as DLC, they could have explained it. 17 years since the events of blah blah blah, whatever. This is what happened, and explain everything that happened. It doesn't warrant. It's just Ubisoft putting out the game for a cash grab. Oh, let's put out this $40 game.
Would you have released it? Would you have released it as free?
No, they don't do free DLC.
Okay, so how much how much would you have charged for that DLC?
They probably would have done $30.
They probably that's about right.
This game was on release $35.
You know what's the funny thing?
I thought it was $40.
This game. This is probably actually part of Far Cry 5, but somebody said, "Hey, let's just make this a separate game." Because other than changing stuff, this probably was all part of 5 to begin with.
I don't know.
They just decided to slash it.
I don't disagree that it could have been, but I don't think it's too big. It's too big to have been released as a DLC or as part of Far Cry 5.
Look, most of like how big it was, it's just for item collection and just all that sort of thing. Because Ubisoft is known to bloat like this open world stuff, but it's mostly going to be all collectibles and like random events and all that. I'm not saying they're not fun or anything.
There were more collectibles in Far Cry 5 than there are in Dawn. There is only two collectibles series that I can think of. One of them is matching up old photos with the pre-bomb photos with post-bomb locations. And then the other one is this weird one that feels like it was kind of an afterthought, which is MP3 players. For some reason, that's a thing.
MP3 players.
Yeah, you just go around collecting these MP3 players that are scattered throughout the world. It feels really dumb, and I don't understand the purpose of it. I don't know. Like, it could have been released as DLC, but I feel like paying $35 for it as a separate game isn't that big of a deal.
You bought Far Cry 5, right?
Yeah.
How much did you pay for it? Full price?
Probably the full price, $60. Probably.
So you're adding 65 plus 64 plus 30 whatever. So
35.
you're paying 90
probably.
But you wouldn't have released this as free DLC anyway.
No, I didn't say
it wasn't going to be free regardless.
Exactly. So what's like if it's paid DLC or if it's a separate game, when it could be a standalone, okay, because it does pretty well at being a standalone game, and Ubisoft does have a history of having all the universes connected.
True.
Okay. What's the difference between releasing it as a paid DLC versus releasing it as a standalone game?
It's not warranted paying another $40 for a game that was probably, like I said, probably part of the original game to begin with.
Okay, look, to be fair, like if they do DLC or something like this, regardless, it was going to be the same price anyway. So if you wanted to call it DLC,
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But you usually get more with DLC. Usually, like when they do like season passes or something, you know, you pay one price for X amount for like 5 expansions and stuff. You know, you're paying your money's worth for not saying you're not getting your money's worth, but. You know, I think it probably, like I said, I think it probably was part of the original game. Maybe they were going to do it as DLC, but somebody said, "Hey, let's just do it as a whole separate side game."
And it felt like it was much sooner when it felt like it was much quick, like of releasing, because it felt like Far Cry 5 at the time was still new to everybody's heads, and when this came along, it just felt like.
On that note, Far Cry 5 released March 27th of 2018, and Far Cry New Dawn released February 15th, 2019. So less than a year after Far Cry 5 released.
Games like those should take 2 years at max to make a new one.
As I'm saying,
like a new
it probably
Far Cry.
was already part of 5. Either they could have released it. You know, they did have DLC already with it, but did somebody? I mean, at least they didn't charge full price for the thing.
Yeah, because they realized that it was they released it less than a year after 5, and I think
surprisingly they didn't charge full prices.
No, they charge, like I said, they charged like $35, and I was fine with that, paying that much, because we were still geared up. Fuck, we hadn't even finished the Far Cry 5 story by the time we bought Far Cry New Dawn, and I think that might have been part of the reason behind the quick release. Is that they've got to keep that momentum going if you're going to stay in the same location.
I mean,
does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah, but that's what unfortunately that's what they do with the Assassin's Creed games. They keep pumping them out every year and a half.
I mean, they stopped doing that. They did that 2 years, a 2-year distance,
but look
instead
at
of every year like they used to do.
You know, I mean, there's certain games that do it because that's their plan, that's their on their roadmap or whatever. Because you kind of have to, like, I know Warcraft does it. They try to do every 2 years in their expansion because their landscape is ever changing, and it can get stale really quickly. You know, that's why they release patches with updates and stuff in between. You know, but I don't know. I just felt like this could have been DLC instead of a whole new game. Sort of a whole.
There are things about it that make it feel like it should have been a DLC.
And considering also
one of the
release separate DLC. and still told people you need to pay for this separate DLC. So you had these people who probably bought the game, loved it, and paid for this DLC $24.99, whatever it was. Got all those DLCs, and then all of a sudden, hey, they released this, and it's like, okay, now I gotta shell out $35 for this game when it could have been part of the other, DLC pack or whatever.
Wait, what was part of that DLC for 5?
So the Far Cry 5 DLC was the Dead Living Zombies, Lost Hours, and Hours of Darkness, which had they were arcade modes. They weren't actually anything that had any weight on the story or anything.
But it was like what, $24.99 for the season pass or whatever, or $29.
Oh yeah, there's like
I'm looking for it right now.
I mean, for the price, they could have probably just thrown in this game too, like a new, could have advertised it.
So so the Far Cry 5 DLC season pass was $30.
Okay, so there you go. So you're basically paying, if you got New Dawn 2, $120 for basically part 2 of Far Cry 5, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, okay, pay $40 and you get all of this stuff. And this could have been like, it's in the future.
I don't know how many people actually bought into the Far Cry 5 season pass stuff. Because they push that arcade thing on you at every outpost that you claim.
I played it once. It was okay.
I couldn't get into it.
I heard that there were some mixed reviews for those arcade modes.
They took me out of the immersion, and I mean, you guys know how I am with the immersion in games like this. So I didn't really like them. So, and that was the unpaid version. But like I was saying, there's stuff in New Dawn that makes it feel like it could have been DLC. Like, for example, there's a mode that's called Expeditions, where you go, and it's interesting because it's not just this one area that was devastated by a nuke. This nuke went off, and then the whole world went to shit. So these expeditions, you team up with this Canadian helicopter pilot.
From watching you play, it still looked all nice and crisp, and hey, it's still mountain area.
Yeah.
Well, you saw me in the home base.
No, I saw you when you were exploring, doing some of the quests. It still looked fine to me.
Like how?
Like it looked like nothing. Like if a nuclear bomb goes off, it needs to look like how Fallout looks. Like you actually see the devastation.
I mean, if they did it that way, then that would have been copy and pasting, like for real.
No, like, and that's something.
It would have been its own take on that whole, genre, post-apocalypse
of apocalypse type of games. Gotcha.
Yeah,
and that's something Britt and I have discussed, is that even 17 years after the nuclear bomb, that we felt that the valley was too well
kept.
Yeah, and because you've still got all the animals, wildlife, and the trees are fine, and there's flowers and colors and stuff, which go along with the colorful theme that the antagonists play. But I mean, I don't know if there's some kind of science, because the bomb detonated outside of the valley that the story is based in.
So it's trying to say that valley got protected by the mountains and stuff.
Something like
Possibly,
that. I don't know if that's some kind of science thing that happens where maybe they weren't hit as hard.
That's possible, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's who knows.
Let's leave the audience to decide on that.
I would love to know. So, yeah, that doesn't answer. I'd love to know if I think that, like with weather, for the clouds to get over the mountains, they have to dump all their rain on one side to get over the top. which is why one side of the mountain is typically lush while the other side might be more desert. Mm-hmm. So maybe it was some kind of effect like that made it less affected. Because like if you go towards the base of the mountains around the map, they're fucked. Like it's black and devastated and just an absolute disaster. And you can hear and this is the thing that makes me laugh, is like you get close to those edges and you hear the radiation.
Okay.
Which I don't think that's a thing. I don't think radiation has a tone.
No, it doesn't. You have to have that radar thing to have that.
The Geiger counter. On. So, but I don't know. I've really enjoyed the game. Brittany and I have been playing through it, we do all the side missions and stuff. We've got well over 30 hours of gameplay in it, and we're nowhere near done. So I don't know. I think it meets the criteria for a standalone game, just content playtime alone. So anyway, that was a huge ass tangent.
I could see the throbbing vein in his neck pulsating as he was like, "Don't you fucking!"
You can hear it in his voice.
Like
exactly.
Like have you you haven't played it though? That's what drives me nuts. Is you haven't played it, and and obviously these kind of games are your kind of games. They're not Joe's kind of games.
Excuse me, I have Far Cry 5, so
yeah. But how much time have you put into it?
I'm pretty much at the end of the game.
I'm more of Assassin's Creed kind of guy.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I guess on that note, apparently Far Cry 6 could be a possible release going into next year.
Okay.
Apparently Ubisoft has confirmed that it has 5 AAA games that will launch between April 2020 and March 2021.
April 2020 was launching this month. Nuts.
Well, it didn't specifically say Cry game, but they have 5 launching between that period.
I know one of the games was Gods and Monsters or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing their own Breath of the Wild sort of game per se. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Could be good. Who knows? They must have had inspiration from making Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and they just felt like, hey, let's make something out of this idea. Make a Breath of the Wild sort of scenario.
I'm trying to figure out what it's supposed to be.
What, Far Cry 6?
No, just if they're releasing a new game next. Because I haven't heard.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard of anything. I think it's just the window of saying they're going to release these games between these months. So
okay, so you were right about Gods and Monsters.
Only thing I know of is Watchdog Legions.
Oh yeah.
That's later on this year.
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting, I guess, if you're a fan of Watch Dogs.
How bad was the last one?
It wasn't bad at all.
The second one wasn't bad at all.
It was good.
I never really got to play it.
But everybody just hates the first one because of a cinematic trailer for it. Everybody thought it was gameplay, but it wasn't.
Oops.
This was
because Ubisoft has unfortunately they have a thing of projecting this stuff as, oh yeah, this is gameplay, when in reality,
yeah, exactly.
So they did the same thing for The Division also.
Exactly like that.
Instead of just the first Division was fun. I like The Division.
I was having fun with it until Joe decided to fucking out-level me. Then I couldn't play it anymore.
Well, whose fault is that?
Best 50 hours spent.
Okay, let's be fair. Happened. I was working full-time and Joe was home.
Yes.
All the time. So don't give me that, well, whose fault is that shit?
I'm going to still say, whose fault was that?
Joe's, because he was a lazy ass that year.
It wasn't Joe's.
I'm just giving you spoilers. The basic enemies that you were fighting with when you were playing it, it doesn't change for Division. First one.
Second one, it does.
Yeah, it does by a lot.
I realized
much better game.
When I went back to play the Division 2, I'm like, oh, I'm capped out level and gear wise. I haven't gotten DLC because I have no fucking internet.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, 2 weeks. 2 weeks I will have internet.
So anyway, yeah, Britt and I have been playing Far Cry New Dawn a bunch. Outside of that, not a whole lot with this whole quarantine situation, but we're not going to talk about that today.
Yeah, please, no, not again.
We're done. I think coronavirus is tough.
I don't know about that, but I just don't want to talk about Corona anymore at the moment.
It's Corona time. No, I'm just kidding.
The Corona saga continues.
Hey, that episode did really well. I just want to say that.
It did.
Did it?
That did.
Yeah, it did really well. It's funny. Anyway, so gaming news this week. Newsflash: there is none. God. No, that's literally what it was. It was the fucking Gobi Desert out there for gaming news.
Wait, what about that interesting article from IGN?
Which one?
About space, where they
Go ahead, Joe,
they're talking about NASA.
Go ahead, Joe.
Surviving up in space.
Hold on, real quick. Ross, I told you he has a weird pee fetish. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway,
no, you brought that up, and I just think it's fucking hilarious.
You brought that up. I just said
you're the one. One of you brought that up, and it fucking made me laugh my ass off.
I showed it because it was just like, this is how dry the gaming news is. It was not dry like that.
It is super dry.
Oh, it's too funny. But go ahead, Joe, since you have your fascination with pee.
Jesus fucking Christ. Look, in small summary, NASA, the space astronauts need to survive somehow up in space. They're drinking their own piss.
I'm pretty sure they have some type of weird filtration system that purifies this shit.
Well, that's what it is. You can drink your own urine up to 6 times before it's harmful to you.
6? I thought it was less than that.
It's like this is not new. This is not
new. Less than
not
that.
New at all. But
because this is a survival tactic that people have used forever.
Joe does it at least once a month.
It's just making a headline because people are talking about it being used in space.
No. Yes.
No. It's fucking gross.
Yeah, he won't say it on. He won't say it on the air.
It's fucking really gross.
Ladies, if you haven't,
Jesus fucking Christ.
He's single.
Okay, so Joe, let's talk about this for a second. So, are you okay over there, guys?
I'm fine. He's the one who's giggling to himself.
Christ. So, Joe, you recently, upstate New York recently had an earthquake, right?
I didn't feel it over at my end, but yeah, it did happen.
What?
It did happen. There was an earthquake. So Boise recently had I should say recently, today, had an earthquake today.
It was the
Jesus.
It was the movement of 10,000 cows tipping over all at once.
Or the fucking potatoes rolling all around Idaho. They all knocked over.
The potatoes all shifted.
Yes. They felt a disturbance.
That's how you know they're done.
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
You just crack yourselves up, don't you?
Ross is face right now.
I'll let you guys pull yourselves together.
No, we gotta keep this going. Say something.
Say something.
I'm giving up on you.
The Great Potato Roll 2020.
Anyway, Idaho had a 6.7 magnitude earthquake today, which was interesting because I've never been in an earthquake before, so that was cool.
Just violently jump up and down, and then that's pretty much an earthquake.
You calling me fat?
I said violently jump up and down. If you call yourself fat, that's on you, not me.
What would happen if everybody in the world decided to just jump at once?
Probably nothing.
What would happen?
Probably nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you want to happen, Joe? The Earth caves, the Earth
implodes on itself.
Just everything fucking turns into a black hole.
It's like, all right, everybody.
No, not black hole. But I would just say the Earth just implodes. It just breaks off. We're all just fucked.
I want that Snickers hole. Like in the commercial.
Jesus, yeah. God.
Like running a giant Snickers. Oh man.
Oh fuck.
So. Send help.
Yeah, send help for Jose. He's losing it.
He's losing his goddamn mind.
Could you imagine having been on stream and all of a sudden your shit just like just start fucking?
I was on stream when it happened.
I was driving home.
Like you can go into the VOD and you can see me and hear Brittany yelling, "It's an earthquake!" And you hear shit falling over. There's shit that was above my desk on the right side that fell off and almost landed on my head. And then you can hear, there was
you're not convincing Joe to move out there. I'm ready.
Yeah, I know.
Could you imagine Joe when we out there stepping out the car after a long ride, like Idaho? I'm gonna just eat a potato in his head.
that could probably.
I am not impressed. I'm going home.
Going home.
Go back to where you came from. You whole. I just use the Canadian accents. I don't know.
It's just a bunch of Idahoans outside the airport with potato cannons.
We heard you talking shit.
They look at me like, no, I love it out here. It was that one over there.
Got pelt my potatoes straight to a ball sack. You're gonna get wrecked, boy.
I would not want to take a potato to the balls. Just
nobody would.
You might, but
no. Don't make that a thing.
A potato launched out of a potato cannon, I bet could probably kill you.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it could.
So it probably would not be a good idea to take one in the groin.
I didn't say a potato cannon to the groin. No, I just said somebody.
Oh God!
Just somebody just yeeting a potato at him.
A potato and Joe goes down. Is this sex?
Oh my
Jesus Christ!
Like the anime me with the kid and the butterfly.
Yeah.
Joe just goes
fucking
down.
Jesus Christ!
Is this sex? No, just
oh no. That's gonna be a meme now. Someone's gonna make that.
Fucking goddamn it!
I need a picture of Joe.
We need a fucking t-shirt now.
Oh, so because gaming news has been so dry, we are tapping into IGN today's secondary topic because we didn't plan on Far Cry New Dawn being our first topic today. Right now, IGN has been doing a power ranking of the best video game character of all time, decided by the community. So they started with 64?
Yeah. They did a March Madness bracket.
Yeah. So they had over 300 plus entrants, and the face-off votes were used to crowdsource the top 64. Then they seeded a bracket and used that to run their power ranking tournament. They're doing this on IGN.com, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, everything. So they're down to the final 8 right now. So we're going to kind of tap into it for today's topic. We were planning to do this live with our community, but our podcast host site kind of screwed us over. So let's start with the first bracket. Link versus Master Chief. Go.
That one's tough.
Look, I love the Chief. I really do. But Link might beat him.
I have to agree.
Yeah, like, and the I think the biggest issue is this is the best video game character of all time. This isn't necessarily Link versus Master Chief, who wins the fight. Although that would be fun.
Death battle. You know who you are. Make it happen. Everybody go on Twitter right now at Death Battle. Link versus Master Chief. Go.
I crack up. It wasn't Death Battle, and Death Battle ended up being something else. Twitter.
Well, it's not going to be instant. It's not going to be immediate. They already have their fucking shit scripted.
I'm not. No. Not saying that. No. I'm saying Death Battle equals, like, I don't know, fucking a scorpion versus a tarantula or some shit. I don't know. Something.
Can we make that a thing now? Everybody at them that. Scorpion versus actual scorpion. Go.
Okay, so Death Battle is actually a Rooster Teeth production, and they do have the actual tag of at Death Battle. So
yes.
Okay. They were recently picked up by Rooster Teeth too, I believe.
Really?
They were.
I thought they were always like a thing.
They were Rooster Teeth. No, they were always Screw Attack.
Oh, Screw Attack was part of the Kind of Funny family.
Yeah, but Death Battle recently went with Rooster Teeth now. Like a couple years, I think, maybe. I don't know exactly how many years. 2, 3.
They were there for like quite a while. I know.
Stonks. Electrician. What was that one you put up the other day? I'm cracking up there.
Oh, what, for me?
Yeah.
The travel one?
Yes, it was.
Right, with your phone when you're like something getting up with your phone.
When you move
you're going into the living room and also watching your phone. Travel.
Stonks.
Yeah. Fucking love that meme.
It is fucking hilarious. I like the one with mechanic. I forget what it says, but it's like something, you fix something, you diagnose a mechanic. It's like MEKI.
Let's see here. So Screw Attack on November 4th, 2015, full screen subsidiary Screw Attack. Full Screen also owns Rooster Teeth. Screw Attack became a division of Rooster Teeth and Let's Play. So Rooster Teeth basically absorbed them.
So it's 5 years, okay.
And Screw Attack was known for series death.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't realize it'd been that long. But
yeah, it's been a while.
I feel old as fuck now, boys.
Oh, shut up. You were only 25 years ago. You know what I was 5 years ago? 32. I was still in my 30s.
Fair enough.
Oh, yes.
So anyway, Link versus Master Chief. We think Link comes out on top.
Yeah.
Because he is more gay. Well, I mean, yeah.
How many people confuse Link with Zelda, though?
Oh my!
It's the running gag of the series.
Yeah.
I'm not Zelda. There's even a shirt. There's a shirt that says that I'm not Zelda.
Master Chief might come out on top just because people are like, "Well, who the fuck's Link?" I wanted to see Zelda. Yeah.
See, just when he's calmed down, you get him started up again.
I'm okay.
So then we got Kratos versus Luigi.
Sadly, this is like you couldn't get anybody. I mean, well, I guess he was the only survivor from the PlayStation. I'm pretty sure they had like Crash and Spyro and all that. But I'm pretty sure he was the only one to survive. I don't know. Like, I don't mind the God of War series. Luigi's a side character. They really didn't get his comeuppance until as recent.
I don't know.
I don't know. That one's a little. I guess I would have to say edge out wise, probably Kratos because Luigi's a side character.
And,
but a lot of people are going to vote for Luigi because
he's got a boy.
This is a boy
now.
This is the same thing though. People who know who Kratos is are people that are committed to that series. You know, average Joe isn't going to know who Kratos is, but they're going to know Luigi.
Average Joe. That's what your name should have been. Fucking Fallen Titan, Jordan, whatever. It's just an average Joe.
Nah, that's so easy to take, and it was probably already taken at the time.
I'm pretty sure it is, but you could have been an average Joe at 3,721.
No. None of that.
It stunks.
Be creative with your Twitter @s, people.
Average Joe is already claimed.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Exactly.
I'm not saying. Did you change it?
Average Joe 3,756 isn't taken yet.
Well, there you go. You could be like, you know what you do? You do like Andre 3000. You make yourself Average Joe with like 4,000.
There you go.
See, writes itself. Yeah, I don't know that Luigi Kratos one. That's a little weird matchup because it's like
I'm just gonna say Kratos.
I'm gonna say Kratos too, just for shits and giggles because
Kratos. Yeah, the boy. That was the right one.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, what else is in the bracket, Ross?
All right, so that's it for the left-hand side. The right-hand side goes to Mario and Doom Guy.
Mario.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go against Mario.
Who would win in a death battle?
Between Mario and Doom Guy?
Yeah.
I would still say Mario.
You would say Mario would win in a
mushroom. He has the Tanuki suit. He has like a multitude of forms.
Yeah, but that's nothing that the Doom Guy hasn't basically already dealt with.
Look, if Mario is as fast as Sonic, like more faster than Sonic, then he might beat Doom Guy by just at an instant.
I mean, just out of sheer weirdness, I'm gonna say Mario just because there'll be some factor we didn't take into consideration. So yeah,
I don't know. Like, I guess. I mean, like in my head, I'm like, fucking some stupid thing would let Mario win against Doom Guy, but
exactly,
it's just fucking. That's terrible because Doom Guy is just such a badass.
But he can't.
It's true.
Like, he can't. Like, it's not like he can summon demons of hell. If he has no demons of hell, it's like, But like I said,
then he wouldn't even fight Mario, except if he had like devil horns, and it's just like demon.
Or maybe with the tail thing, the fox tail,
the Tanuki suit.
That's possible.
Then he would go full on rage mode.
If he was gigantic, it might be a thing too.
This is also true.
That would feel up his rage boner.
But see, which Mario do we get?
And yes, I meant to say that.
Mario, or do we get the badass Mario from Super Smash Bros?
I think in a death battle, this would be the badass from Super Smash.
Yeah, this would be Super Smash Bros. Mario for sure.
This is like in my head. This all takes place on a Super Smash.
Could you imagine like announcing Doom guy comes to Super Smash Brothers.
There's some memes about that, man.
Because they did say that they only want video game characters. Nobody else want to comment things, so it's possible.
I don't think Bethesda would do it.
I mean, why not?
They need
because then it would ruin Super Smash. There'd be some kind of bug that Bethesda would.
No, it wouldn't. Because
but if it's through its software, then
I know. Good. But what I'm saying is just having a Bethesda character in your game leads it to possibly have more glitches.
You need to log into your Bethesda.net account to use this to use Doom Guy in Super Smash.
God damn it!
I mean, yeah. I mean,
then you've got to download the Bethesda launcher
on fucking the Switch.
Damn it!
Oh, I don't know how true this is. I read I read the article. I heard Microsoft. I'll take this with a very, very grain of salt. I heard Microsoft was trying to acquire Silent Hill series and
I thought that was Sony doing that.
And then the Metal Gear series. Konami.
I thought that was Sony doing that.
Sony? Who's Sony?
Sony.
I got
PS4.
It right here. The Gamer published.
Oh no! It said Microsoft.
What?
Yep. The Gamer
it said
and
Microsoft.
Game Rant also published this article.
Take it with a grain of salt. It makes sense for Microsoft. Like, yeet.
They need all those IPs.
So it says while Sony had previously been scooping up some Konami projects, Microsoft might have gotten the jump on the deal. Some text posted on pastebin.com suggests that Microsoft will be purchasing purchasing massively popular Konami titles such as Metal Gear Solid and Castlevania. Related, Konami shoots down Silent Hill series.
They always keep shooting it down.
Goddamn pachinko machines. I'm having my melatonin thing right now.
Joe's getting on the hype. Joe's doing the drugs.
The dangest.
I think this would be good for Microsoft to
It would
add
be
some
good.
more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because then those games would become first-party titles,
Mhm.
which means they would be on. They have the potential to be on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Oh, my bad. I'm using Joe's.
Oh, I think that's a win-win for either studio. Honestly, I see this as an absolute win.
It would be cool. It would be cool. On that note, who was the last two characters on that IGN?
Okay, so this one's an interesting one because it could actually take place in the Super Smash universe. It's Solid Snake versus Pikachu. And like, I'm going to come back to this again. Everybody knows who Pikachu is. Very few people know who Solid Snake.
I don't know about that.
I mean, just out of
you're gonna tell me
say,
that about the same people knows. Yeah,
I only say that because Solid Snake has showed up. Like at first, he showed up in Brawl, and that's where like people had that sort of interest of saying, "Who is this character?" And then they looked up in this series years ago, and it was just like, "Oh, so this is pretty dope or something." It's a little bit confusing, but you know that Kojima guy.
Unless you're like
he's a confusing man, but he does good. He does good freaking video games. So go with it.
Why is this so loud? Good.
I don't know. I think Pikachu comes out on this one.
Just out of sheer popularity, I'm going to say.
Oh Pikachu. No, he would. Pikachu would win.
Yeah, Pikachu wins in a landslide.
So
then you would have Pikachu versus Mario. Link
That's a battle right there.
Luigi.
Link versus Luigi.
Do you think this is rigged so that it becomes
It would become some sort of like toxic like conundrum where people just like, oh, this is fucking bullshit. If their favorite character is not like the number one on top.
Wasn't it polling by
the community? People? Yes.
Yeah. So you can't blame. It's like they're gonna point to IGN, like, don't point the finger at us. We gave you guys the means to vote. You voted. This is what happened. If you didn't like it, you should have. Just like real life. You got dumb in office. You don't like it, then go out and vote. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Keep on voting those. On those polls on IGN.
Where they actually land.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
I would like to see the whole bracket again. Just because I would like to see the ones who got dubbed.
Like, who didn't make it?
Like they could have been. It's just like.
I don't know what he's saying. He's breaking up.
I don't know now either.
What?
I don't know what you were saying. You were breaking up. You're
what?
Kind of
I'll fuck with you. I just want to see the out there that should have made their cut. I guess didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted to see the other characters that didn't come up to the final 8 with that, basically.
May have gotten snubbed. Could have been up there.
Like who snubbed Mega Man out of the bracket?
Like exactly.
Who snubbed out Samus from the bracket? Who snubbed any of the Animal Crossing characters? You would think Tom Nook would have gotten through that by sending a shit ton of loans against those people.
Tom Nook is
and just wins that way by just saying, "No, you're working for me now, bitches."
I think I'm actually gonna boot up my Wii and play Animal Crossing on there.
Could you imagine? Hey, you haven't played in 20 years. I know it hasn't been that long, but
your dead is rising.
I bought that for me, like before she really got into video games.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think we've ever actually played it. I think it's just been sitting.
I remember. I forget which Animal.
Which Animal Crossing? What?
I forget which one. I actually ended up paying off the debt, but then you get into like a whole new debt. I think it was the GameCube one.
Oh, probably.
And then you like get into a whole new debt. Why? I didn't want to load this game. I didn't load this.
So. Yep. So what do you guys got planned for this week?
And probably, I don't know.
My work schedule is changing, so I get to come to do community nights.
I'm going to be free.
So I'm assuming you're working half like me, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, that's starting next week. It will, and then depending on like workload, they may take away a day if it's not enough work, because I'm part-time, so I'm not supposed to work a 40.
Yeah, it's supposed to work like 32 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though in some companies
32, still can like
figure that's still considered time.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
I know that I'm free on Friday and Saturday, so I'm going to be dedicating my time for this Indie Shack video. And I have some days off next week, so who knows what's gonna be going on.
Probably nothing.
Well, actually, since I'm going to a new building, aka like 10, 15, I'm going to a different department over there. I'm actually starting at 6 in the morning, but I actually get out at 4:30. So
nice. That's pretty good.
Very nice.
Indeed.
Yeah.
This was a little bit of a random episode, but I enjoyed myself.
Yeah, no, I mean, this was a good episode. It's just been like with everything that's been going on. Yeah, with everything that's been going on, the gaming industry is just disrupted right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to continue that way, I guess, for like a couple months. I'm going to say that tops.
All I can say is thank God digital releases exist at this point in time. Because if we all had to go to the stores to buy physical copies of the games, none of these games would have made it out. I mean, Final Fantasy VII developer tweeted out something about that.
Yeah, they might not have the
copies. Yeah, they might not have the copies in time because of COVID.
All this nonsense. You know what's funny? Since we're on the topic of GameStop.
Oh boy.
Just what they're doing now. That whole delivery by the door, basically, you can't come into the store.
Yep.
It's so weird because could you imagine being an employee and like you have to work your 8-hour shift or whatever, and it's just like, well, what do we do? Like, do we just sit here and play games all day?
I fucking
dude.
Like legit. There could only be so much stocking and restocking and whatever, you know, like you could, like, okay, fine, take inventory.
Look, most of these guys are just like standing around saying hello to all the customers and all that sort of thing.
All the customers? You mean the customer?
The customers?
No, he's saying anyway. Plural. But anyway, but yeah, it's like, okay, we're like, fine. One day they take inventory, one day, whatever, and it's just like, okay, what do we do now? But I know they shorten their hours. I know they.
Well, after this whole thing, after they tried to declare themselves an essential business,
yeah, they were essential.
They ended up having to close down, and then they shut down 300 more stores.
Oh yeah, that's right, permanently.
Yeah,
they just need to go to a digital format or some shit.
How do you go to a digital?
I don't know. I mean. They have their online. I mean, they could become like the Amazon of games.
But Amazon is already the Amazon of games.
Not really, because they took away they took away something. I mean, the only thing you get is like a $10 pre-order thing, and I've done a couple of those, and I have not gotten them. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they can do.
I don't think GameStop is much longer.
They're just a lost cause.
Yeah, I think COVID might be the last straw for them.
For COVID?
Plague to do that.
That's correct, the plague.
El Plaga.
All right, well, I think that pretty much wraps it up for us tonight. It was a short episode. Again, the gaming world is pretty dry. We'll try to have more content next week, hopefully.
We just need to do some random shit.
Yeah, we're good. We'll come up. We'll have to go to like a topic-based podcast, like what we did with the Far Cry debate.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
because there's just not enough.
There really isn't
right now. You know, I mean, the big headline today was QuakeCon was canceled.
Yeah, and also. And there's supposed to be a convention that's actually going on, but as a digital convention, the one that.
Oh. Okay.
Oh well, I know Extra Life is supposed to be doing this. They're doing it digitally instead of meeting in Orlando.
Yeah.
I know Pink Knight was promoting some kind of like digital con over Discord the other day.
Was he?
So, yeah. So, I mean, it was something that a bunch of creators had put together because they couldn't partner up and go to a physical place anymore. I don't remember the details, but
well, they couldn't go to any physical place because of all this. So, yeah.
Oh well, don't. I mean, there are still people doing it.
No, yeah.
I saw an article today about some mega church in Louisiana still having fucking mass every Sunday. They had almost 13,000 or 1,300 people attend mass on Sunday.
You're causing the plague more people. Yeah, no,
Louisiana actually has the
plague
death rate, I guess, of COVID in the country.
Really? I thought it was New York and New Jersey.
It's hit heavily over at our areas, New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey.
That's what I'm saying.
They're the hot spots.
Yeah, they are the hot spots.
I know New York City was like, I think it was like deaths per capita or something.
Something like that, yeah.
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 But I mean, like, New York is considered the epicenter of the outbreak, which, I mean,
at least New York City is.
Yeah. So.
But, look, all I'm just saying is, Louisiana, like, churchgoers, at least stay 6 feet apart from each other. Okay? Tend to mass all you want. And that's
digitally.
Probably going to be a
Everybody
tall
else is
order.
doing it digitally. It's a freaking mega church. You have the ability to do it digitally.
Oh, the digital thing. Oh, okay.
You know?
Okay.
Jesus.
Oh, are they doing it all digital, or is it just
like a lot of, that was the other thing, is that a lot of like Catholic churches had shut down and were doing digital stream, like a live stream version of it.
Yeah.
So
okay,
because like as soon as that was issued, churches shut down. Like they were on top of it.
Okay.
So
then they're fine.
Yeah.
They're fine.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I think that's really all we've got going for us tonight.
Everybody stay 6 feet apart from each other.
Yeah, guys, stay 6 feet apart. Share us with your friends.
Not my job.
We'll make it through this.
Not my job either.
They're already in hot water anyway. So.
Yeah. Oh, make sure you guys check out us out on the new podcast host platform. We're no longer on Anchor. We're now on Podbean.
Fuck them. Sorry.
So you could go to www.
Not Podbean. Bean. I keep saying Beam.
You can go to podbean.com and then just search for Permaglitch Gaming. You'll find us really quick. Drop us a follow on there. You can still listen to us on all the other platforms, you know, Spotify, Apple, all that stuff. It really doesn't affect you guys that listen there. We just felt it was a better switch. So
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So until next week, guys, have a good one. See you then.
Laters.
Bye.